show you how to install a turbo roof vent 280 by 280 from Aussie Traveller. Let's get into it. All right, next thing that we have, probably see it by the box there, we have our vent light fan thing for in the shower. So gone with the Aussie Traveller, the 280 by 280 model. So yeah, I'm just going to cut the hole in the roof and put it in. Righto, so we open the box up. What have we got in here? So there's the whole vent set up in there. Nice and easy. I'll open that in a second. 2 bags, 50 and 35. They look like the windy bit, your screws, all that jazz. Let's put them aside for now. And the instruction booklet. Now no one reads these things, so you know, let's have a quick look. Quick look. All right, cut a 280mm hole because I'm going with the 280 model. Bit of mastic around the edge, plonk it down, screw it in, put the vent on, put the windy thing on. Look at that. I'm sure I can manage this. Now watch me go and stuff it up. Now we're out of the box. So there's the internal bit with the fly screen on it and the switch with that, leave that there. We don't need that. And then there's our fan with the windy bit. And there's the size. Let's have a quick measure to make sure we are on the right track. Outside to outside. Get that right. Look at that. 275. So if we cut it at 280 like it says, same again on this side, I'm guessing. Yeah, 280, 280. Now let's go and mark the hole. Now my unit, I'm pretty lucky. It's going to go in my bathroom, which is a mess at the moment, but it's going to go up there. So I've already measured out a vent. I've gone 300 by 300, but that's obviously now changed to 280. So I've just got to mark from this bit of metal out 280. Same again from that bit of metal, 280. Good to go. I'm going to drill a couple of holes in the corner up here. I'm going to go drill in the corner there, up there. So then when I get on the roof, I know exactly where I'm cutting and it should make for a smooth process. Double check, 280, 280, 280, 280. So there we have it. I'm going off this line here, all the way through there in the corners. It's 280mm. I'll drill the holes and then we can jump on the roof. Righto, there we go, get our 4 holes drilled in the corners there. Let's go up on the roof. Righto, so here we have our 4 holes on the roof that I drilled from below. Now I'm going to draw lines between them, make sure it's still 280, and then I'm ready to cut. There we have it. Nice hole. Drop that through. Not very square because it's some shock and cut, but hey, let's go try and see if it fits. I shouldn't forget, one other thing I shouldn't forget is when you're cutting metal on a roof, people probably cringing seeing me do it, but always make sure you grab one of these and you get rid of all of the little metal shavings and stuff off your roof, because if you leave any on there, they will rust. So give it a real good sweep off, and then I'm going to give it a hose off tomorrow morning once the silicone dries under this, just to be sure. Righto, so we've got the unit up here with us. Let's see if she fits, eh? Look at that, like a glove. Now one other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I terps and a bit of rag around where I'm going to mastic, because it will obviously make it a lot cleaner surface to stick to and everything like that. Excuse the sun, it's just so bloody bright up on this white roof. Now I've also gone around with a pencil and marked on the outside, which I'll show you. Now I've also gone around and marked with a pencil all the way around the outside, so I know how far the flange sits and how far I can put some silicone on there. But by looking at this, they want a big bead of silicone packed in around here, which by the looks seems about right. So there's no point putting much in here, which is closer to the edge, because there's nothing for it to grab onto. So that's why I've drawn this line, and I'm just going to stay sort of finger width in around that there, big fat bead, and then I'm going to put a bead on here as well, and then that should seal it in there nice and true. Work out which way your hinge is going to go. Ours is going that way, so let's get it ready. Now unfortunately I've only got black mastic, but if you had white I definitely recommend using white, but I'll be able to clean this off. So there you go, it's in there, push down, make sure you got a nice fat bead, no water can get under there, all the way around. I think that's good to go. It's all clean, all done. Just be careful when you pull your plastic off that you don't lift the thing up, because it's obviously not down tight yet, so yeah, just be careful. So now we come inside, that's what she looks like, all sealed in there. Now you grab this unit, so it's got the fly screen on there at the moment, so we'll just pop the fly screen off. And you're left with that. So now obviously the button and that bit there needs to go at the back. So you need to make sure this cord is hanging out the back here. So that needs to stay out the back. But then you slide her up, it goes on the inside. And mine's gonna be a little bit different to everyone else's, I'd imagine, because mine's a thicker roof, so I've got to get my ceiling in here because I don't even have a ceiling in. But essentially you now drill, well no, you don't even need to drill, you just got to screw that hole there, goes into that hole there if your ceiling works properly. If not, I think I'm going to have to, on mine, drill them just straight into the ceiling board, which is no problems at all. Then make sure your little 12 volt wires tucked out the side there, or wherever you're going to hook your 12 volt up to. Plug in those connectors, and then sits in there nicely, and then screw your fly screen in. Your fly screen, I'll show you how to screw that one in. So you grab your fly screen, sits in there, and then you just screw in your 4 holes in. And then from upside down, once it's all done, that's what you're going to see. Once my ceiling's in, now you work. So I've done a bit of shopping today, planned out quite a few things. I've sort of worked out all of the drainage for our wastes and drains and sinks and showers and all that sort of stuff, so I'll give you a look. No, it's not cockroach bait. We've got puddle flanges, cam lock fittings for the black water, Hepvo valves, P-traps, all the fittings, all the jazz. Let's get all the drains done, because they're going to go, I've already cut a hole up there, so you can see in the corner up there is where the sink's going to be. And then they're all going to join into this grey water tank fitting just in there. let's see how I go getting falls and everything through here, but we should be alright. Along the day today, I also went to TradeLink and Reese Plumbing, and I got a couple of other things. So I got a, I'll show you, it's a Hepvo waterless trap. So they just save space underneath your vanity and your sinks and your showers. They just connect straight in, so you don't need a S-band or a P-trap or anything like that. So hopefully that'll save me a bit of space. They're a bit of a weird looking thing. I'm sure a few truck driver blokes would know what that looks like, but we won't go there. But yeah, hopefully they work. Save me a fair bit of space, so I can just run the pipe straight down and don't have to worry about an S-bend, and we get a bit more covered space. And I need all the space I can get underneath the shower going into the grey tank, which is right there. So yeah, hopefully it works. So also I went to, I'll show you, went and got a Onga pump. So that is sort of not a Davy, which is top of the was essentially, or a Zito. It's sort of in between. It was on special at a pump shop that I went to, so they said it was a pretty good unit, so I'm going to give it a crack and we'll see how we go. Should be more than enough. I'll open it up and we'll show you. There we go. So there we go. It's a Onga 1000 series jet assisted pump. Don't know much more about it at this stage, but yeah, she looks pretty flash. Feels pretty good, so we'll hook her up and see how we go. There we go. All set up. Thread taped everything. Just need to plug the cable in, but I'll probably end up getting the Sparky to run that straight to a breaker, because the guy at the pump shop said it's best to run it to the breaker in case it runs out of water or something happens and it shorts and it'll destroy the electrical module in there, which is fair enough. So easy enough for the Sparky to cut that off and run it straight to a breaker, which will end up being like just in there where that red box is anyway, so won't be far. But yeah, she looks alright. I'll make a little stand for it, and then yeah, water out, water in. Easy. Righto, so I'm in here underneath in the bins trying to work out all the plumbing. So I've pretty happy with how I've got everything now. I've just got it all in there dry. Going into the grey water tank, coming out of all the sinks, coming out of the shower, coming out of the floor waste. I'll give you a look, and then I'm going to go around and grab my pen and I'm going to mark lines where they are over the joins at the moment, so I know exactly where to put them back together when I glue them. And then yeah, get into gluing it. So I'll give you a look. So in there we've got coming out of the shower in the end, down into a Hepvo fitting, which is a waterless trap. So I'm going to give those a shot because I don't really have the space to put a trap under there. So that comes into the waterless trap, down to fall straight into the grey water tank. Coming along the other way is out of the grey water tank, goes into a Hepvo fitting, which is flowing that way. So that comes out of that's the floor waste there. So then the floor waste, no smells can come out of the black, go up into the floor waste. No smells can go out of the tank and go into the shower, so that's always a good thing. And then we run along here quite tight. I'm trying to get as much as I can along there, down into here, which is an elbow, which will go into another Hepvo and into the sink. So that's our vanity sink in there. And then running along the back there is that runs to the shower waste. So it runs along there and goes across that way and straight up into the kitchen sink. So there'll be a Hepvo fitting at the kitchen sink. I'll put that inside the cabinet because there'll be plenty of space in there. And then yeah, that's it. So I'm just going to go along now and I'll sort of show you. So I'm happy with how these are here. So I'm just going to go mark on there, mark on there. So I just line them back up. Same on that one, on there. That one, on there. So then when I glue them, I just screw them back in and then I'm all sweet. So yeah, let's get into it. Also, while I'm in here, I have hooked up the grey water outlet. So when I designed the tanks, I think I stuffed up and that was meant to be on the other side, but all the shower on the top was meant to be on the other side, but either that doesn't matter. This will work. Comes out the bottom there, runs all the way down. I'll show you the other side in a second. Comes down to a fitting down here. So there's a bit of a MacGyver setup that I've done in there. I'm sure there was a way to go from 40mm pipe into the back of the cam fitting, but whatever, that works. And then yeah, I can hook my hose straight on there, run the water out, and all is good. Got the breather up the top there with a little fitting on there for now. I've got to get rid of this thing. But yeah, fitting will go on there, then I'll have a little carbon filter and that's it, Bob's your uncle. Out here at the bus today, just after work, thought I'd get a little bit of time in. So I've installed the puddle flange in the shower, which is probably a little bit of overkill, but that's just builder torque going into it. And then I just put a flange for where there'll be a floor waste in the just outside the shower where you stand, where you'll be all wet. So I'll give you a look at those and show you how I did them. All right, so we've got floor waste here. I've just cut out the 40mm hole, rounded that out a bit, and then she sits in there. Lovely, I'll mastic that in and then waterproof goes over the top. Easy as. Then here we've got a puddle flange for the shower. Just your standard puddle flange. Just yeah, cut out the hole to suit that. Slot that straight in there. Flat disc with the grinder all the way around that. Drop her in, bit of mastic, waterproof over the top, happy days. Now the way it works out with plumbing underneath, my wall's going to be here, so it will overlap a little bit, but I'll be putting angle trim and whatnot on there, so it'll be fully waterproofed anyway, and there'll be more than enough room for the water to get in. It's going to be a bit of a pain with the tiling, but I don't know, that's the only place I can sort of get it to match in there. But hey, we'll make it work. So just to give you an idea, that's going to be the wall, essentially. Imagine that's the wall of the shower. And then yeah, the drain will be in there, and then there'll just be a bit of tile along there, and I'll put a aluminium trim along there just to stop any water potentially getting under there, but it'll be mastic behind there, masticed over the top. Waterproofing will come along, up and over that, and then I'll tuck down and I'll end up waterproofing the whole floor area. So along, I'm probably going to go to the back there, that's the back wall, and then I'll put an angle trim across there, and then tile all that area in there is going to be all tiled. Shower's going to be in the corner there. And then yeah, then I'll just tile all in here, and then the floorboards will start out here and do their thing. So we're making progress. I've got the drainage done today. I come back and finished off what I needed to do. I'll give you a look at that. It's pretty much, we've got one vanity, the sink, the shower, and there's a little floor waste in the bathroom just for in case we get water on the floor or the tiles or something like that. Just put that in there. So yeah, it all runs into the grey water tank, and then from there we can either have it running, wire a hose out to wherever on a tree or something while we're doing that, or we can obviously catch the water and then just dump it at a later stage. I would ideally like to get a diverter in somewhere, but the space that I have between the bottom of the shower and the top of the grey water, I probably don't have enough space to get one of them in there. So the reason behind that is it helps, you don't have any sediment at the bottom of your grey water tank essentially, but we'll just flush it. There should be enough water going through it because we have 1,000 litres of fresh water, so we should be able to flush it out pretty easily when we're using the grey water tank all the time. So yeah, I'll give you a look. So we'll start up this end up there. That is the kitchen up there, you can see it. That is the kitchen sink that flows along. I'll have more fall than that, it's just dropped through a bit, but yeah, that runs along there. And then you can see it, that's the corner of it just down there, and then it flows along here into, I've got a little washing machine stop that I'm going to connect my washing machine and dishwasher. I'll put a T-piece on there, and then right in front of me there's that there. These are HEPVO fittings, so essentially they're a waterless trap, so that's coming out of the vanity, come along there through the trap, so I don't need a big P trap or S trap or anything like that. Into the elbow there, runs along, bit of a little dog leg there to catch the drain, that's the floor waste in the shower. Runs along to another HEPVO fitting, so none of the grey water smells can come up or anything like that. Runs along there, down and into the bottom of the grey water tank, and then on that little elbow, it's a bit of a funny one to try and get that HEPVO fitting in there, that's the shower. So it runs along there and then straight down into the grey water tank. And then from the grey water tank, I'll show you, we've got not much room in here. From the grey water tank we have, that's the outlet, runs out there, down behind the pump that's not meant to be there. But yeah, so from up there, down into the tank, and all the way out. Lovely.